Okay, so can everyone see the screen and hear my voice clearly? Okay, cool. I see that you can hear my voice now, so let's get started. So from now on, I will introduce you with Vinchin's backup solution for the AWS EC2 protection. So through this presentation, I will introduce you how does Vinchin protect your AWS cloud platform in a comprehensive way. Okay, so this is the overview of today's topic. I will go through from the 5 parts. So the first part is the AWS backup strategies, and then the restore strategies for the AWS cloud, the DR solution, and the security solution. And lastly, to show you how does Vinchin monitor all the tasks and make report for our customers. And before getting into the topics, I'd like to introduce that Vinchin software is based on Rocky Linux system now. The installation image is provided as an iOS file that includes the both Rocky Linux system and Vinchin backup software. You can install the Vinchin either on the physical machine or on the virtual machine of the virtual platforms based on your demands. So this is for the software installation. Let's get started with the content now. Let's begin with the backup solution of AWS EC2 instances. So Vinchin's backup solution for AWS instances is agentless. Just simply configure with the AWS user account related information to connect the cloud platform to Vinchin backup and recovery system. And for the EC2 backup features, we support the full incremental, forever incremental, and differential backups with the regularly scheduled job or the once-off job. And we have the speed kit for the fast incremental detection for the efficient incremental backups. And we provide the 3 built-in data reduction tools to largely reduce the data size. And we have the data encryption during the transmission and in storage. And we also provide the multi-threaded transmission from 1 to 8 to increase the data transfer efficiency. And I will share with you more about these strategies, more details about the strategies later on. And so here now I'm just listing some of these here. And for the backup storages, we support a wide range of storage types, including the local storage, the local volumes, the local disk, the fiber channel, iSCSI, NAS, and we also support sending the backup data to the offsite storage and the multiple cloud storages. And of course, you can directly store the backups on AWS cloud, but other platforms are supported as well. The cloud platforms are supported as well. And lastly, Vinchin supports the anti-ransomware protection for the backups. So with this, any malwares, ransomwares and the human errors can be avoided. So from now on, let me explain with you more details about our highlighted backup features one by one. So first is the Speed Kit. Speed Kit is a self-developed technology by Vinchin. You can regard it as an alternative of the CBT, the changed block tracking. It works for the fast and efficient incremental and differential backups. Basically, the working principle here is that Vinchin utilizes the API provided by the AWS cloud to detect the index of the data changes between the 2 instance snapshots, and only backup of the detected changed the data based on the last snapshot. So with the Speed Kit enabled, the backup speed for the incremental and differential backups will be highly increased. And this is the forever incremental backup strategies. It works in a way that you can carry out the one full backup at the beginning, and then the following backups are the incremental backups, and will be performed automatically. This is a very useful and recommended backup strategies. It is especially for those companies who requires for the limited storage size. And because when performing for every incremental backups, the backup data size can be reduced much more, thus to save the storages to a great level. And besides, in this way, because much of the less data size transmission during this period, it will also largely reduce the backup window and the impact on the production environment. And for sure, all the backup restore points can be recoverable and set up the retention policy as well. And next is Vinchin's powerful data reduction function. Vinchin supports data deduplication, data compression, and bit detector, the three ways to minimize the backup data size. It is a built-in solution, so there's no requirements for the dedicated storage device. And Vinchin can provide 4 levels of data compression, from the quick compression level to the ultimate compression level based on the compression ratio. So users can choose either one based on their needs. And bit detector, this function is also Vinchin's unique self-developed function for the further reduce the backup size from the source end, and it can reduce the network load. So when enabling bit detector, the detected file blocks, the swap file blocks, and the unallocated file blocks, any invalid file blocks will be excluded. So only backups 100% valuable data to the backup storage. And next, Vinchin provides the flexible data retention options. You can choose the short-term retention policy for retaining the recent daily backups to meet the nearline data recovery needs. Or if you have the need to retain the backup data for much longer period, we also provide the long-term retention policy. Also, this is known as the famous GFS, the grandfather-son retention policy. You can keep the full backup data points on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. This allows you to return the data even for decades. And in addition, if you want to permanently preserve the data, you just need to set the forever retention tag for the specific backup point on the backup data management page I mentioned. So in this way, you can store your data permanently. And next is our enhanced data security feature. Because Vinchin always put high value on our customers' data safety, so users can encrypt the data in 2 ways. First, we utilize the RSA encryption algorithm to secure the transmission channel against the network attacks, and to ensure, in this way, to ensure the data transmission safety. And second, we use the AES 256, the bank level standard encryption for backups in the storage. And the password must be required if you want to retrieve the data for the data recovery. So it can, in this way, it can be guaranteed that the data can be always kept safe on Vinchin. And our solution is applicable for both the small to medium-sized businesses and the large enterprises. And so for the small to medium-sized businesses, you can install the Vinchin on the EC2 instances on the AWS cloud and use the AWS EBS as a storage repository. In this way, you don't have to spend the cost on the hardware device. And for the large enterprises, or the enterprise with a remote office or the branch office, Vinchin is capable of providing the backup solutions to the PP level data site environment for your cloud. You just need to deploy the multiple nodes for easily extending the protection environment for your cloud environment. So the node works in the same way like the server, and it can share the backup tasks load last to reduce the backup window as well. And because Vinchin is an all-in-one solution, all the operations and management can be done in just one unified platform. This provides you the greatest convenience. And also, there's no extra license fees for the node expansion. So it is also a very cost-saving solution. And for this part, I'd like to introduce you with our restore solutions for AWS. So for the instance recovery on AWS, Vinchin offers the multiple restore options. You can choose either the full instance restore or the granular file level instance restore. And if you want to do the cloud offboarding, to migrate the AWS EC2 instances of the public cloud to the private cloud, like the virtual platforms, Vinchin is capable of doing this, and it is in an agentless way. And we support to migrate the instance to the virtual machines on more than 15 market mainstream virtualizations. So here, let me explain more with each instance restore options. First is the full instance restore. Vinchin supports the full instance restore recovery or the volume level restore. This means that you can only restore the partial volumes of the instance. And you can do the single instance restore or the volume level restore, and you can do the batch full instance restore in one job at the same time. And just like the backup, you can perform the restore with a wide range of the advanced features like the encrypted data transferring and the multi-threaded transmission for the efficient recovery process. And Vinchin supports the snapshot recovery as a preferred recovery method. It means that if you already have the snapshot stored in the AWS before, it will restore the data directly through the snapshots stored in the recovery destination area. So in this way, it will be much faster. It is much faster recovery solution than the normal data recovery solution. And in some cases, if it is not necessary to restore the whole instances, and because it is time consuming and sometimes you don't want to recover the whole instances, you can do the granular file level restore. You can restore particular important files or folders. So with Vinchin's granular restore, you can directly download those specific needed files from Vinchin backup server instead of restoring the entire instance. This is much more convenient. And you can restore the files from any restore point, including the incremental restore point or the differential restore point. And one more point I'd like to add is that with the granular level restore, this is totally dependent on the backups. This means that you don't need to do any operations on the cloud platform. This means that if something wrong with your cloud platforms, you can also freely perform the files level restore on Vinchin. And next, if you want to migrate the EC2 instances offboarding to the private cloud, like the virtual platforms, as you can see on the picture on the right side, we support migrating to the most of the market mainstream virtualizations. And by the way, if you want to migrate the virtual machines from any virtualizations to the AWS cloud, it is also supported on Vinchin as well. And so for the cross-platform restore, our migration process is agentless and streamlined. It is based on the backup and recovery process. Just like performing the normal recovery, no need to operate on the cloud or on the virtualizations for any extra configurations or the agent installation. And because our self-developed VMCE technology will automatically process with the conversion between the two platforms to complete the whole agentless migration process. And to help users to achieve the effortless migration, we support the batch and automated migration process. And this helps our clients to smoothly complete the entire platform transformation without any manual attendance. So next, for this part, let me share with you how our users can use the AWS Cloud for the disaster recovery. Vinchin supports the disaster recovery solution to AWS Cloud Platform for the virtualization environment. It is agentless cloud migration and disaster recovery process. We support the batch virtual machines migration or recovery to the cloud when disaster strikes. And the picture here shows how does it work for the process. First, you can perform the virtual machine, the agentless virtual machines backup jobs, and you can do it in batches in just one job. And we support the length-free backup transmission during this process. So with this, it will not affect your production area during the backup and migration process. And for the backup storage destination, you can store the backups in local, and you can directly send the backups to AWS Cloud as well. So if any site level failure or the disaster happened, you can just perform the virtual machines recovery to the AWS Cloud, I mentioned backup and recovery for the migrating or the business critical virtual machines to the AWS Cloud as the EC2 instances. And to be noticed, during this step, you may need to manually replace the drives for the compatible with the cloud instances. So basically, this is the whole process for the AWS Cloud disaster recovery solution. And besides, after the disaster recovery or for the AWS EC2 protection itself, Vinchin also supports the multi-layered data protection. Because our solution is always strictly following with the 3-2-1 golden backup rules. So except for the instance backups, Vinchin support you can backup data copy and backup data archive for giving users the double data safety. And because our users can have 2 copies of data being protected. So for the copy storages, we support backup. We support copy the backup data to the local storage, to the offsite storage, and other cloud storages. And for the archive storages, we support archive backup data to the local storages or other cloud storages. As you can see here in the picture, other cloud storages include the Microsoft AirDrop, the Civ S3, Wasabi, Ming.io, and of course, AWS Cloud is supported as well. And for this part, I'd like to introduce with you our security solution for how does Vinchin protect your backup data and system. Because Vinchin always take data security as the first importance for our customers, so we protect our users' data safety from the 3 dimensions. First, for the backup data safety, Vinchin support data encrypted transmission using the RSA algorithm and use the AES 256 bank level encryption to encrypt the backup data inside the storage. And for the backup retrieve, the password verification is a must for the data recovery. So this is for the backup data. And for the system security, Vinchin supports the role-based access control so that you can assign different users with different permissions. And you can also configure the blacklist or the whitelist IP address to control the IP access permissions. Because you can block some certain IP addresses if you don't want them to access Vinchin. And for the system itself, we support the system self-configuration backup. So with this, you can back up the tasks configuration and the system configuration related data. And the third protection level is the storage protection for protecting the backup data from any ransomware and malware attack. And this is with the kernel level storage I/O monitoring. So with this, any unknown applications excluded from the whitelist of Vinchin will be blocked. And even root users does not have the permissions to delete or change anything on the backstage. So in this way, any accidental human error can be avoided as well. So this ensures the highest level of the data security on Vinchin. And for the next part, I'd like to share with you Vinchin's monitoring and reporting module so that users can always understand the data status. So you can see this picture. This is Vinchin's advanced feature, data visualization. After you open it, it is a big graphics screen displays the real-time status of the AWS Cloud Platform backup conditions. Here you can check all the job status, protected data statistics, the storage statistics, the network conditions and the system conditions, and etc. And except for the AWS Cloud module, all the tasks of other modules, because our solution is a comprehensive solution, we can protect the market mainstream platforms. So the virtual machines module, the physical server modules, and other modules on the Vinchin backup and recovery can be also clearly shown in this screen. So it is very suitable for the conference room scenario. And Vinchin provides the comprehensive backup reports for our customers. You can view the reports of the backup jobs, the backup data, and the storage data status, and other data directly on Vinchin backup and recovery interface, the report modules. Or you can receive the timely reports and notifications via the emails to understand the status of each job. If there's any job running or the storage, the system abnormality, you will receive an alert email promptly so that you can take the timely action. Okay, so basically that's all for my presentation part. Thank you very much for the listening. So I'm sure now you will already have some ideas about our AWS Cloud Protection solution.
Okay, so thanks Cecilia for the great introduction of our AWS protection solution. And next, just let me give you a brief demonstration of how Vinchin works, how the system works. And firstly, I would like to also give a brief introduction of the whole Vinchin infrastructure for some audience that first time know Vinchin. For items that we can protect for you, we have the VM backup module. We support backup 15 mainstream market mainstream virtual platform like VMware, OpenStack, Proxmox, and so on. And also we support the cloud backup. Currently, we support the AWS cloud instance. And here we also have the physical backup module. Here we can back up the file server, database, and operating system server. Also, we support backup the NAS device. And the application backup, currently we support Exchange Online and Exchange server. So those are items we can protect for you. And some other features that we have is the CDP function, where some users have high requirements of the RTO requirements. And in the data resilience, we have the verification feature that can verify the backup data availability to see if it can be recoverable. will have the copy feature for some users that have the offsite DR demands. They can copy the backup data to offsite. In the archive feature, user can archive the backup data to cloud for long-term retention policy, retention purpose or cloud DR purpose. So this is the whole infrastructure of Vinchin. And next, I will just give you more details about how Vinchin do the backup for AWS EC2 instance, and also some details about our cloud DR solution. So firstly, Vinchin backup for AWS EC2 is agent-based way. You just need to add your AWS cloud platform on Vinchin by the credential, then we can do the backup. And actually, for taking the backup job is totally similar as others, like when backup, physical backup. The steps are the same. We have 4 steps. Firstly, choose the backup source. You can choose multiple instances in one backup job. If there's multiple volume in this instance, you can exclude the specific volume that if you don't want to backup. Second step is choose the backup destination where we store the backup data. Third step is configure the backup strategy. Here, you can do the full backup or combine the full backup with the incremental differential, or you can do the forever incremental backup. And here, the throttling policy you can use to limit the max the speed of the backup of the transmission. Here, the data storage policy. We have the deduplication compression to reduce the backup data size. Also, we have the data encryption to secure the backup data. For long-term retention, you can just retain the restore points by short-term retention policy or by long-term retention policy. And some advanced feature, like you can configure the transfer thread to speed up the backup process. And also you can encrypt the transmission. So basically this is how Vinchin do backup for the AWS cloud instance. And after the backup is finished, you can use the backup data to do the recovery when you need it. For the recovery, you can restore to same AWS cloud platform, or also you can restore to the virtualization that Vinchin supports. This is what we call the migration between virtualization and cloud. For example, if I already back up my VMware, the virtual machine from VMware, and I want to migration to AWS cloud, Vinchin can do that. And also, if you want to migrate your instance from AWS to any other virtual platform support by Vinchin, we can also do that. Here, maybe I can show you how Vinchin can do the migration. Especially, here we have the AWS backup data. I will choose this one, and I will, second step, I will try to restore to other a virtual platform. For example, I can restore it to VMware platform. After we selecting the target platform, then it will send request to ask for the resources on VMware platform. And you can see here, we support a wide range of virtualizations. Here, you can also preset some settings before we migrate into the target platform. Like the CPU, the RAM, you can also configure the virtual disk, virtual network, and some other settings. You can start this migration job. And after this job finished, we will have this virtual machine migrate from AWS to VMware. So this is also one advantage of Vinchin. We not only can do the V2V migration between the virtualization, also we can do the migration between virtualization and AWS cloud. So this can be helpful for some users that maybe they have they have some cloud DR requirements or demands, and they want to use the AWS as the DR platform. If their virtualization got problem, they can use it, migrate to restore it to AWS and use it. And next feature I want to show you is our other cloud DR solution. Actually, we're not only supports AWS cloud instance backup, we also support backup your data to cloud storage. Here, you can see those are cloud storage that we support, not only AWS, also other cloud storage like Azure, Wasabi's, MinIO, and Tencent Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, other cloud storage. User can back up their data to cloud or copy to cloud. This is also one option for the cloud DR. So I think that's is just all for the demonstration parts. It's very brief demonstration. Just to show you how Vinchin can do the backup for AWS EC2 and how we can do the migration between virtualization and cloud and AWS cloud, and about our cloud DR solution. So thank you for listening. And next, I think we can go to the next session is about the Q&A session. Let me check the Q&A box first. I saw that one question haven't answered yet is from Vira. Yeah, I think this question I already answered before. I already gave the answer. yeah, we also support the S3 as the backup storage. You can back up your data to cloud storage. And some other question already answered before. It's from Tom. We support agentless migration. Yeah, Vinchin supports agentless migration between 15 mainstream virtual platform. It is agentless way. Also, we support agentless migration between virtualization and AWS cloud. Let me check the chat box. Is the console connected to with the field behind the demo? I'm not sure about your question, but currently my this demo environment, it is a physical server. It's not a virtual machine. And I just now show you the demo is we migrate the cloud instance from AWS to VMware platform. Yeah, maybe we can go to VMware. I think this job already finished. It haven't finished yet. Once this job finished, we will have this virtual machine in VMware platform.